Also great news for Aussie rugby. One of my favourites, Folau Fainga'a, is coming back to Aussie rugby as well, which will free him up for Waratahs duty. He'll join Pete Samu at the Tars, Dan McKellar, getting the band back together, eh? That's an interesting little one. Gee, I love watching this. I love the game that they played against Argentina. Morgan, was that 2 or 3 years back when they beat him in the sun, and he was just enormous that afternoon. He can really ball it out.
This is a significant pickup for the Waratahs. Parecki, of course, retiring. Mahe Vailanu's gone overseas, I think it is. They had real issues there at hooker. Ethan Dobbins started for them up in Narrabri on the weekend. So you're picking up an international quality tight five player. This is a big signing for the Tars in a position they needed.
Do you guys think that we're going to see a few more coming back? All of a sudden, it feels like, obviously, we know it from a fan point of view and a broadcast point of view that there's renewed energy and love for the gold. So if you're playing overseas at the moment, and you're sort of sitting on the fence about whether to recommit to another year in the south of France, north of France, maybe you're in Ireland, are you maybe going, do you know what, I might just bounce home and give myself a shot at the World Cup?
There's a bit of both, isn't it, at the moment, because the old Giddo rule is they're starting to choose from.
Okay.
So you could stay. The difficult part about it is, and Morgs, you can attest to this, for all the fanciness of going overseas, it's tough. It's 35 games a year, thereabouts, and you're playing all the different competitions. Our players, and you probably talked to Goog about this as well, they've got good working conditions. You know, they play well. If not, they go back to club footy and rewarded well. Overseas and being in France as well, if you're not picking up the language, if you're not quite there, if you don't play too well, man, there's some consequences that can evolve from that.
Yeah, that's the reality of the situation, mostly because of the on-field performance of your generation. The collective bargaining agreement and the working conditions of Australian professional rugby players is the international standard in our code and in Australian sports. Other codes in Australia have copied, other players' associations have copied what our CBO is. So, it's tough, whatever. Rugby, the boys put their bodies on the line, but they are well looked after in a really logical, objective way in terms of their industrial rights and things around workplace and leave and things like that. So there's that. There's also the fact that it's just such a smaller place now. When you left Australian rugby 20 years ago, you left and you weren't coming back. It was at the end. The other side of it is now guys are leaving so much earlier. That middle tier Super Rugby guys leaving a bit earlier as well. But coming back is just easier. It's a small, easy decision. It's not like, okay, I'm going the big move. Australia's left behind and that's it forever. I'm not going to be an Australian rugby player anymore. Nick White. We thought Nick White would never come back.
You sort of got farewell, didn't you?
Come back. Yeah, that was it.
And it was like the umbilical cord is broken and you're never going to come back. Now there is movement coming back and forth. So look,
and no one saw a game you played.
No, that's exactly right.
No one knew. Everyone assumed the footy was terrible, or it was 10-man rugby up north, or there's not enough physicality in the Japanese league. Now we get to see a lot more of it, appreciate a lot more of it. Lots more players are doing it.